Welcome to another episode of the PLA podcast. Srini, thank you. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure and gift to have you on as a guest today. And I can't wait for the audience to get a glimpse into your world, into your story. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dunia. I'm super excited to be here and talking to you.
It's such a treat to have you here. And I just want to give the audience a little bit of a background of your story, your experience. So, meet Srini Chintakindi with 20 plus years of experience in software design, development, leadership across e commerce, healthcare, and retail. With a proven track record in architecting and managing large scale enterprise applications that align technology with organizational goals, skilled in stakeholder engagement, SDLC, agile, and cloud platforms such as Azure and AWS, with global collaboration experience. Currently at MedMetrics, a leader in healthcare RCM solutions, where he is migrating on prem infrastructure to the cloud to meet growing demands, integrating systems from recent acquisitions, and automating processes to boost speed and reduce human error. Passionate about AI and an augmentation of human creativity, enabling us to solve problems and connect in new ways. Recognized for strategic development, operational efficiency, and fostering strong client relationships. Srini, it's so lovely to have you on here, and thank you for being a guest of today's PLA podcast.
Thank you so much. And that was a nice introduction. Thank you so much.
I went in as much detail as we possibly could, just so our audience can really get to know you. And I'm so excited for them to hear a little bit more about your story. You know, I've gotten the absolute privilege of getting to know you over multiple months in the PLA community and seen your absolute dedication to your growth, not only your growth within yourself and your own journey, but your growth and dedication to the actual community itself, which is a testament to your giving heart.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Oh, it's been a treat. So I really would love to start at the very beginning of your career and hear how it all started. Do you want to give us a little bit of a background from the very beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. When I was in my college, I never thought I will come to software engineering field. I did my electrical and electronics engineering back in India, and my goal was just to get in a good, solid government job. Back in days, all engineers dream about getting a job in some Indian Railways, NTPC. Those are big corporations in India. So I was always preparing for that, getting a job, because my dad itself is an employee of Indian Railways, and I always wanted to secure a government job. But what happened is, in my final semester of my graduation, I purchased a PC for my project work, and I was just playing with it, and I started programming. I learned Java at the time, and I felt so interesting that, because naturally I was very good in mathematics back in my college, and writing a program to solve a problem is a natural evaluation of mathematics. I can apply all my mathematical skills, analytical skills there, and I really enjoyed writing programs, solving the problems. Then I changed my mind, and I shifted my career to software engineering, and here I am.
Incredible. And it goes to show that we never know when we're going to land on that one piece of insight that's going to lead us to the rest of our career. And
Exactly.
so I love how, this purchase of this computer for a final project all of a sudden turns into this like curiosity, excitement, passion that leads you all the way down this new path.
Exactly. Yes. It all things happened within last 3 to 6 months of my graduation year.
Wow.
So everything shifted in 6 months of time.
Incredible. I'm curious. My first question for you is, if you were to talk to that young graduate student that was you all those years ago, what would you tell them knowing everything that you know now?
Yeah. Basically, I wish I knew all these things when I was in 20s now, which I know right now, right? So I always think that I used to think that strong technical skills is good to grow in the career, but it's only technical skills take you at certain level. But communication is very important. If you, even though you're a smart engineer in the room, but if you're not articulate what exactly you're thinking to others, you cannot go into the higher level in your career. And also, always you should be a lifelong learner. You should always, you can never relax at, oh, I know everything. Never. So be a lifelong learner, and also I would say seek mentorship. Always have a mentor with you, because you don't want to reinvent the wheel all by yourself, or you don't want to figure it out all by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Have a good mentor. So a mentor can speed up your progress very, very fast. So seek mentorship always, and improve your communication skills, and be a lifelong learner. These are the basic things I would say I would advise to the younger generation.
Absolutely. And I think there's so much value of those that are in tech are oftentimes not thinking about working on their communication skills. They're so focused on technical skills and the advancement of technology, the shifts, the programs that are constantly moving and changing, and not, oftentimes they're not trained in communication and not focused on it, but realizing at a certain level of their career, it's going to be essential to get them in certain rooms that they currently may not be in, or once they're in the rooms to actually be able to share those ideas that they have.
Exactly. So in my career, I saw the people who are very strong technically, but they are only stuck at certain level. They cannot go beyond that. But people with good communication skills, good personality, they went up so much high in the career. It's
I
all
think that
because of the articulation of their ideas and communication.
Yeah, I think that that's a really good point. The communication, I love that you brought personality also, because I
Yes,
think that we're really talking about leadership using other words, right? It's like at the
exactly,
end of the day, technical skills will get you this far, but leadership is going to require a completely different version of you and these different skill sets that you may not be working on in this moment of your career.
exactly.
I'd be curious to know, like, what were the biggest challenges and lessons of your career where you were like, those were quite difficult, and how did you get through them?
Yeah. So when I started my career, I was always trying to figure it out everything myself, right? As I said before, I didn't know that a good mentor is very much important in your life, and I was all over the place. I was naturally, I'm very curious about the new things, exploring new avenues and starting something new. But I was all over the place. I would start something, but I would not finish it. So there was no proper guidance how to stay on track, how to set the goals, how to
Yeah.
work strategically. So with over the years, after joining PLA, or even with the good books on leadership and personality development, I learned that you need to work strategically, and plan accordingly, and then work on your goals. Then really you can achieve anything and everything.
And you bring up such an important point. So many of us are ambitious, and there are so many goals we could be working on all at once. And we're quite distracted. That is the reality of being exposed to so much social media, where we're constantly seeing what everyone else is doing. And we can get confused. Am I doing the right thing? Should I be focused on something else? And all of a sudden, we're like a little squirrel moving around continuously, never actually achieving our goal or a task and through completion. So, one of my follow up questions to this one is, how does someone find a good mentor? Like, what would be your suggestion when someone's looking for a mentor, how to find the right mentor for them?
Sure. So basically, suppose you have to figure it out what you want to do in your life, and
Mm,
just to see the people who already achieved that in that area. Suppose you want to become an entrepreneur, so talk to some entrepreneurs who already went through all this journey and successful. Suppose if you're a sports person, see a person who make get into contact with good athletes who are really good in their sport. So the find a good mentor is basically who are already achieved what you want to do. And also sometimes it is not necessary that the mentor is not in the same field, but they can be a mentor who can actually guide you even though they are not in that field. For example, if you want to become entrepreneur, but it is you can still find a mentor who is not entrepreneur, but he can definitely guide you from his experience, from his knowledge.
yeah, absolutely. I think the quote that keeps coming up as you're sharing is success leaves clues. Like,
Yes.
and that is so key. And we see this over and over again, whether it is in a corporate career, whether it is in tech, whether it is in entrepreneurship, whether it is even in startup, like
Yeah.
success leaves clues, even though of course no journey is going to look the same. No two journeys are going to look the same. Yet at the
Exactly.
same time, there are some key elements that we can take from these mentors' journeys that can be very helpful and in some ways fast track the learning and success.
Right. Exactly.
So, Srini, I'd be curious to go back in the last year. Like, what have you been working on that you're like, wow, there's been a lot of growth in that area of my life, and how have you achieved that growth? Like, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Since last year, I was exploring a lot of things in AI space. Everything in right now, AI is everywhere, and I'm not really too worried about AI. I read a lot of articles that okay, AI will take over everyone's job. It's not 100% true, but AI will not replace your job. The person who knows AI, how to use AI, will replace your job. So I'm actually learning a lot of things in AI, how to improve my process, how to improve my productivity, how to improve the collaboration within the team. So I'm learning, and I'm also advocating my team to spend time in learning this AI technologies and how to use it. Don't learn something just because of everyone is learning. See the value, how you can actually use that in your area, and then implement it. uh, Before even go to AI, first you need to really strong in your core thing. Like suppose if you're working in the financial industry or healthcare, understand your domain, understand the business problem, understand the problem statement. Then without having the basics, even if you are good in AI, you cannot really make much difference. So under improve you be good at your basics and core technologies, core concepts, then you can build upon it. So right now, I'm actually researching a lot of tools and technologies in AI space, and I already implemented some of the things in my career, in my job, which can improve the things.
I think you bring up some really key elements because AI has become such a trend now. Everyone's talking about AI. Everyone's kind of trying to get on the AI train, but really, you brought up a really key element of like see the value of AI and implementing AI, not just because it's trendy, not
Yes.
just because of this fear of missing out, but actually understanding the value that it's going to bring to your specific career, your specific job, or your specific tasks or project that you're working on. And then you bring up this other point that kind of counterbalances this piece is if you do not have a strong core understanding of your own career and your own specialty before even coming to AI, it's going to be difficult to actually get the value that it could add, like the extent of the value it could add.
Yeah. I read a recent article somewhere that by 2030, 70% of the AI projects will fail because everyone is just spending a lot of dollars, and everyone is doing something AI. But is it really required? You need to really understand the problem statement and use the AI responsibly. Don't do something because everyone is doing it. So that is very interesting article that more than 70% of AI projects will shut down by 2030. So have the basic knowledge, have the basic core concept, basic domain expertise is most important. Then you can use AI or anything else later. So without the basics, you cannot really build a strong buildings. So without a strong foundation, you cannot build the empire, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes back to the core teaching. What's fascinating and what it makes me think of is, we talk about even the foundations of a house, the foundations of a career, the foundations of our growth and healing. Without strong foundations, you can't build anything on it. And the same thing I'm realizing from our conversation is with AI too. I'm
Exactly.
actually super surprised by this fact of like 70% of projects will fail by 2030, and that's not a fact I knew. And I'd be so curious to ask what our audience thinks about that and their perspective. It's like, did they find this fact just as surprising as I have?
Yes.
Incredible. And Srini, how have you been using AI yourself? Like you've mentioned in your career, are you using it personally? I'd be so curious.
Yeah, so I treat AI as my co-pilot, not the pilot. It will not take over me. It's just my companion. I
Yeah.
always use as a companion for my work. So I brainstorm my ideas with AI. I take I prepare something and I use AI for fine tuning that my work, and also I collaborate with AI such that I am actually working with a coworker. I
Beautiful.
don't solely depend on AI, but I use AI to speed up my work, take some suggestions, and basically collaborate with me.
Yeah, I think that you're so right of keeping that sovereignty, keeping that independence and having that support. When once we have that support from AI, it can be utilized to such an extent without in some ways losing our creativity, losing our momentum, losing our initial inspiration. And it has been such a great brainstorming tool too of saying, hey, I have these ideas, these are my prompts, this is what I'm giving it, and just seeing what comes of it. And oftentimes it's not solely based on AI's answers, but it's been an incredible collaborative saying, oh, okay, wait a minute, AI is taking me in this direction, which is inspiring me to add this and add that. So balancing that back and forth has been so helpful from what I've seen in my experience.
Yep. And also I see a lot of articles, a lot of videos that okay, I build a very shiny app in 10 minutes. There are hundreds of videos on YouTube that okay, I build this in 1 hour using vibe coding, all these things. But if you're really not good at understanding the software architecture, the software concepts, basics, what you will do with that app? AI can write thousands of lines of code within 1 hour, but you don't have any clue how it is working. Even something goes wrong, you cannot fix it. You have to completely depend on AI, and you cannot deploy that to production. It is good for building some POCs or quick demos, but you cannot really build the production grade applications with AI just like that. You need to have a strong foundation. You need to have the concepts of design patterns, all the best practices, and strong foundation in your technology. So whether it is Java, .NET, Cloud, whatever it is, you need to have the strong foundation. Then only you can actually make best use of AI. Don't
Yeah.
just start with zero and AI will cannot do anything. It will not work in the production.
Yeah, it makes me think of like make sure to understand before delegating. If you
Yeah.
delegate it before you understand, we're gonna have a problem when we hit a wall. I'd be sorry, what were we gonna say, Srini?
No, actually, I just remember that one of my friends' company, uh, actually the client insisted all the team members to use AI because he want more productivity. He want to deliver things very fast. But the developers don't have any clue. They are just using whatever AI is suggesting. They are implementing and they are pushing to production. But after a certain time, something went terribly wrong, and when they check the code, they found that it's all AI written code. When client asked the developer, why did you do this like this? I don't have any clue. AI is gave that code. I am just putting there. It worked there when it was developed, but after, because AI cannot have all the edge cases, right? You AI cannot know everything about your system. So you need to have that knowledge. You need to really have the complete control. Then only you can use AI extensively. Otherwise, it will be a big problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to take us in another direction. I'd love to find out, if you look back on your career and your experience, what were some key elements that you're thinking, there's no way I would be so successful today if it wasn't for XYZ? I'd be curious, what were those key elements or ingredients that truly contributed to your success today?
Yeah, definitely the whatever I told you, right? Be a lifelong learner. Always
Mm.
be curious. Even at this moment, I spend at least 30 minutes a day to learn something new or read something new. So I am a very curious learner. I always explore new concepts, new things. I try different things, and I experiment a lot. And also the mentorship is very important, so they will actually help you to set a goal and be a strategic on your goal, and how to they will help you how to achieve your goals. And also more importantly, the proximity. You cannot find everything on your own. If you have a good proximity of high achievers and the people who are high ambitious, you can actually elevate your life. You can get a lot of momentum from your network. So there is a saying that your network is your net worth. So so the proximity is power. So always be surrounded with the people who are high ambitious, high achievers, and then you can actually do a lot of things which you did not even dreamt about in your past life.
Incredible. Yeah, I think there's so much value to proximity, and we forget that, there's so many times where we're caught up in our day to day, and we're not actually taking the time to build a network that inspires us, and spending time in rooms where, we're slightly intimidated because we're thinking, wow, like this is an incredibly inspiring room. Like so much is happening. And it's asking me to step up into this next level of who I am to be able to really feel like I'm a part of this.
Yep.
Speaking of proximity, let's talk about PLA. Like, let's talk about a little bit of your journey with PLA. How has it been? Obviously, we're here on the PLA podcast, and that's how we've met. So I just really wanted to take a moment and just like ask you how your journey has been.
I wish I knew PLA 20 years ago. I always think that.
Oh, sweet.
Because PLA is a very important role in my life and career, and because of PLA I changed a lot of things in my life, whether personally, professionally, emotionally, everywhere. So PLA gave me a direction how to set goals, how to work on it, and how to really make a lot of value from your life. And also because of so many people in PLA, they are very good souls. They're high achievers. I learn a lot of things from everyone in the community. Everyone is great in their own way, and I get a lot of inspiration, and I get so much motivation by looking at them, and everyone is doing great, and especially Vamshi and Venkat, they're incredible, and whenever I have a problem, I know where to go and whom to contact. They're always a phone call away, and they guided me so many times when I'm stuck.
Wow. Yeah, I think there's so much value in what you've shared, and there is so much value in this community. Having been in personal development for over a decade, it's rare that I've seen this level of integrity with the coaches, with the leadership team that runs the organization truly. And not only that, the community members that
Yeah,
contribute so much.
yeah,
And in some ways are so similar because they're so dedicated to their growth in every facet of their life, but yet so different and contribute so many different things one from the other. And it's been an absolute treat to get to meet you through it and meet our other PLA members, honestly.
yeah. And every PLA member feel that they are a part of family. So if you meet any PLA member outside of if you meet them in person, you can see the bonding, the closeness, the love they are sharing. It is, you have to experience that. So
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate that I met almost half of PLA members in person, and I really enjoy talking to them. I really have like the conversation I have with them.
Yeah, it's an absolute gift. We have an incredible community. And that brings me to another question. What are you excited about for the future and what's coming up? I'd love to hear.
Yeah, so right now I'm in a leadership position. So I don't know what will happen next 5 years because technology is changing so fast. I don't have maybe the roles what we have right now may disappear in 5 years because of the evolution in the technology. But my main goal is I really want to make the next generation leaders. I want to be recognized as the person who just don't build the products but build the leaders. Even if I'm successful, if I'm able to make next generation leaders in my company or in my community, that's success to me. So I'm really um, excited to be in this role, and also I'm fortunate to have very good team members in my company, in my organization, and also in the PLA community. I'm surrounded with very great souls and very good people, mentors in my life.
And Srini, I'd love to hear what is one thing you would say to someone that is of this next generation that's just about to start their career in tech? What would you tell them?
Sure. So when you start your career, first 5 years, don't think about money. Always think about what you are learning from it. Even don't shy away to start from zero, because career is not a sprint; it's a marathon. You need to really have a big plan to make it work, and also first 5 years especially, you need to spend a lot of time and learning the concept, learning the business, learning the domain. Don't afraid to try anything comes your way, because you never know what is really interesting to you. And that's what even I advise my daughter. My daughter right now, she's in college, so I said always experiment, whatever comes in your way, take it and try it, and then see whether you really like it or not. And also invest in your networking, people, relationships, right? That's more important. Everyone is now we are so much disconnected, but at the same time we are connected electronically. Internet connects everybody, but you are missing that human touch, you are missing that personal relationship. So invest in people, invest in your relationships, and also invest in communication. As I said, communication skills are very important.
Yeah.
These are the things I would advise the younger generation.
Incredible. And it sounds like you're already inspiring the next generation with your daughter already. And I'm sure there's so many more that are going to get to benefit from your leadership and from your guidance and mentorship in the close future. I have no doubt about that. I wanted to just put on the screen the free training to PLA in case someone's like, what is this crazy
Yeah,
PLA group that these people are going after the dreams and bringing them to life? So just wanted to put this on here in case you're curious. This will link you to the next free training and give you a little bit of an insight of the incredible things that happen within this group called Personal Leadership Academy, which Srini and I are both blessed to be connected to in beautiful ways. And so it's been an absolute gift to have you on the podcast today, Srini. Thank you for your wisdom, your experience, your dedication, and really embodying the work, truly.
thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine, and really enjoyed our conversation.
It was phenomenal. And hopefully have you again soon on the PLA podcast. And until then, have a lovely evening, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, Dunya. Good night.
Thank you, Srini. Thank you, everyone.